Today we're going to look at the EKWB 120mm reservoir, and I have a mod in mind for this. Stay tuned. Today we're looking at the EKWB 120mm reservoir. I spent a long time looking for a reservoir for my case. Because of the space in my case, there wasn't really enough room for any kind of traditional pump reservoir combo. At least not in the normal sense. I would have had to mount it sideways, and honestly I didn't want to do that. So I was looking at these fan mount style reservoirs, but at the time the only ones available were from China on eBay, and I honestly wasn't really interested in getting cheap China stuff for my system. So when EK came out with these things, I was actually quite surprised and quite happy about it. Unfortunately, they only come in digital RGB, and my motherboard only supports the old-fashioned 12-volt RGB. So I decided I'm just going to get it anyway and figure it out when I get it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add 12-volt RGB to this thing today, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But first we're going to do an unboxing so I can show you what this thing comes with. Alright, let's take a look at what we have in the box. So like all EK products, the box actually is really high quality. I love the way that EK packs stuff. So once we open this up, we can see there's the reservoir, and it's in the traditional 120mm fan shape, so it fits into a spot where your fan normally would, and it's actually extremely high quality. It doesn't look like a very high capacity reservoir, because it's not. I mean, it just fits in a 120mm fan bay, but it looks like it'll do the job quite well. It's made out of regular acrylic all the way around, and it has an aluminum plate on the side, and this is actually where the digital RGB is at. And unfortunately, they use a really narrow strip, so I can't actually replace the strip. I originally looked into doing that, and unfortunately, I simply can't find a 12-volt RGB strip that's that thin. What I tried to do originally was I took a regular RGB strip and actually folded it to try to fit into the area, and this actually would have worked. Unfortunately, it made it really thick, and I decided in the long run that it just wasn't going to be worth it, so I scrapped that idea. So what I'm going to do, in order to add 12-volt RGB to this, I actually have a really good idea, and we'll get into that once we finish the unboxing. And it's a little redneck, but I think it's actually going to work really well. So let's go on and look at what else we have here. So in the box, it's packed really well. They've got an airbag in here so nothing gets crushed, and your mount and hardware is in this little box right here. So this comes with all the hardware you need to mount it to the case. It has all the screws to mount it to the fan area, as well as it comes with these two brackets. So if you do want to mount this in front of a fan, you can actually mount this to the fan and just kick the reservoir out so that the fan will still be able to get airflow through it. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to mount it in place of a fan, so I'm actually not going to be using these. But if you wanted to, you could. And the hardware it comes with, it actually comes with EK's plastic Allen wrench, and this thing is really cheap, but it was made cheap on purpose. What they did was they took a plastic Allen wrench for your regular fittings, and the purpose of that is when you tighten these Allen screws, you can actually crack or damage the reservoir. So what this tool is meant for is it's actually meant to break rather than messing up the product itself. And these things cost like $2, so it's a lot better to replace a $2 Allen key than it is a $80 reservoir. It also comes with a Allen wrench to install the hardware and things of that nature too. So that's about all it comes with. So let's get on to modding this thing and see if we can make this thing work on regular 12-volt RGB. Alright, so let's add some 12-volt RGB to this thing. So like I said before, the RGB strip that it comes with is actually behind this aluminum plate right here, and it's too narrow to be able to replace it with another strip, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wrap RGB around the body of the reservoir, and then to hold it in place, I'm simply going to use a roll of electrical tape. So this sounds really tacky, and it probably is, but once everything is fitted into the case, I don't think you're going to be able to even tell what's holding the RGB in place. So, but I guess we'll see. You'll have to wait until the end of the series and find out how it comes out. So anyway, let's do this. First thing we need to do is measure the RGB strip itself. So based on the requirements I have in my case and how I want to route my wires, I want the RGB to actually come out of this top corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at this top corner right here, and I'm going to wrap the RGB around until I get to the point to where I want it. I'm going to cover the top of the reservoir, the side of the reservoir, and the bottom of the reservoir. So it's going to end right about here. So this is going to be our point where we're actually going to cut our RGB strip. Alright, to cut these RGB strips, you cut along the line right at the joining point. You can't cut them in between there, so you have to cut them at the points where you can cut them, because if you don't, you'll actually kill the RGBs in that section. So we're going to separate it right here. So to do that, you just follow the line and cut it just like that. Alright, now that we have our strip cut, now we need to find a way to attach this strip to the reservoir. Obviously, we can't use the tape on the back of the RGB strip because the LEDs will actually be pointing in the opposite direction we want them to point. We want them to actually point face into the reservoir. So to do that, we're actually going to attach the RGB strip to the reservoir using electrical tape. Start with the RGB right where the wire comes off, where the wire is actually going to go to the RGB controller itself. And the way we're going to attach this is with some electrical tape. So at first, the way that I'm going to do this is I'm just going to use small pieces just to hold it in place, because I want to do a really clean job, even though this is kind of a tacky way of doing it. So I'm going to cut little strips of electrical tape that'll just help us to hold the RGB in place while we get it fitted. Okay, so we're going to start at this corner. And we're going to go just like that. Now we're going to move down to the bottom corner, and we're going to stick another piece just like this. And all we're doing right now is just getting the RGB to stay in exactly the spot that we want it to be in. Alright, now I want to keep the spacing the same all the way around. So we're going to use another piece right here. And I have no idea how well this is going to work or how good it's going to look when it's done, but we will see. And I also choose to use a black RGB strip so that when you see it through the reservoir, it actually looks kind of cool. Alright, so I need to cut myself a couple more pieces of tape here. Alright, so now we've got one more spot that I'm going to hold it down right at the end. Alright, so that's the basic idea. So we have the RGB placed right about where we want it. So now we have to attach it a little bit stronger so it doesn't actually come loose on us. Obviously this isn't going to hold it in place. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to use just simply longer strips of tape. And now that it's held in place, it's a lot easier for us to manipulate it. So I want to line this up with the front of the reservoir right here so we can get a really clean line. And then right now I'm only taping the front right here because I'm actually going to route the old RGB line across the back so that later on we can still use the digital RGB if we choose. And perfect. I think this is actually going to look a lot better than I originally thought it would. I thought it would look really tacky, but it's actually coming out pretty nice. Alright, so need one more strip of tape here. Now on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the original RGB line across over to the back of the reservoir, and then I'm going to attach this just like this. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to run another strip across the back, and for that I'm actually going to use that to retain the original RGB line, so it's actually going to be coming out the same size as the 12 volt RGB. So we'll basically have two connectors coming off of one side. So let's do that now. And there we go. Now we have 12 volt and 5 volt RGB. So now let's light this up and see how it looks. Another thing, this mod actually knocks out two birds with one stone for me. One of the original designs that I didn't really like was that the reservoir itself would actually bleed light out of the sides of the reservoir on every side. And honestly, I didn't really like that look anyway, so I wanted to cover that up anyhow. So this right here would probably have been the way I would have covered it up to begin with. So now it gives me digital RGB and RGB all in the same reservoir. So this probably isn't the way that EK would do it. However, the RGB strip that is in this thing could easily be replaced for a 12 volt RGB strip, and they could have two SKUs, one for RGB and one for digital RGB. But I think that they're probably wanting to get away from the old RGB because in all reality, digital RGB is a lot better. And at some point, I may upgrade my motherboard to one that has digital RGB, and if that's the case, I still have the capability to run digital RGB on this reservoir. So If this was helpful to you, then please like this video and hit the subscribe button. We have many more videos to come installing this reservoir and the rest of the water cooling for my computer. So don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when those videos come up. Thanks again.